Mm-hmm. Avengers Age of Ultron. So Avengers Age of Ultron is the 11th movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the 5th film in its Phase 2. And this is the movie that I have been looking forward to and setting all of my hype around for the past half a year. Since January, my friends and I have been rewatching all of the MCU movies and all of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter, in preparation for this. And now it has finally come to us to kick off the summer movie season for 2015. And I could easily just fanboy out for 3 minutes and say, oh, this was great, that was great, everything was great! But I'm gonna break down and explain why I thought the movie was great. So in Avengers Age of Ultron, the Avengers have been hanging out as a team for quite some time. And Tony Stark creates Ultron, an artificial intelligence originally created to protect the world as a peacekeeping force. But it ends up getting corrupt and power hungry, and he breaks loose, and now he's got his evil plan to wipe out humanity. So the Avengers have to stop him, but on top of that, we have a couple of other new characters as well. Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, Vision. In a movie that's 2 hours and 20 minutes long, one of my fears was that with all these characters, not everyone is going to get their time to shine. Luckily, all of these characters got their moment in the sun, and I mean all of them. The original team of 6 we already know and care about, so we need that for these new characters as well. And this movie delivers. I loved Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in this movie, because they are very confused with everything that's going on with Ultron and the Avengers, and they are just kind of caught in the middle. Their character development was spot on. They didn't feel shoehorned into the movie at all. Vision was cool too, but I'm not gonna say anything about him because that's spoiler territory. I'm just gonna say he was cool. I gotta say though, of the new characters that this movie introduced, the one I liked the most was Scarlet Witch. I sympathize with her the most. However, to bring the Marvel Cinematic Universe up to some next level shit, we gotta have some high ass stakes. And this movie has that in the form of Ultron. James Spader as Ultron was so awesome. Right when he came on screen and I saw him for the first time, I was just looking up, staring at him in fear. Seriously, he was evil, he was in control, he was badass. I do wish that he had more screen time, but for what we got, and we did get a lot, I was not disappointed at all. Me saying I wish he had more screen time is just me being a fanboy saying, yeah, more Ultron, cause he's awesome. Huge props to James Spader. He owned the role. He was pretty much born to voice an evil robot that's hell-bent on destroying humanity. Another fear I had for this movie was that with all the trailers, TV spots, and clips that we've seen by now, I thought that I'd seen too much of the movie. And that always happens with big summer blockbusters like this, especially the Disney movies. With that being said, this movie had some great unexpected plot twists and turns that threw me for a loop. This movie not only pushes the MCU forward, but it does so in a way that I would have never called. Great job, seriously. And as big as this movie is, there is a lot of action and it is a lot of fun to watch. But there are also some great character scenes with some excellent character development. That's what a movie like this needs. It's what makes it stand out. This movie has heart. It gives you the feels quite a few times throughout. That's what makes it really memorable. That's why I love these Marvel movies so much, because underneath all the theatrics, these superheroes are just normal, relatable human beings with normal, relatable human problems. They just happen to be superheroes. And the score for this movie was straight up one of the best scores I've ever heard for a Marvel movie yet. Danny Elfman is one of my favorite composers, so I was psyched when I heard that he was taking on the Avengers. The result to a film score buff like me was mind-blowing. And Brian Tyler also wrote music for this movie. He scored Iron Man 3 and Thor: The Dark World. So we get some recurring themes from previous movies in here, and that's never a bad thing. So Avengers Age of Ultron had awesome character development, great visuals. It did feel a little rushed, but not nearly enough to deduct any points from the movie. Everything about this movie was top-notch, and the 2015 summer movie season has officially kicked off. So I will say, go see this movie right now. And yes, I will be making a spoiler talk video for this movie, so stay tuned for that. So Avengers Age of Ultron, have you seen it? If you have, who was your favorite of the new characters? Whoever it is, go ahead and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe.